my phone down to make a video because I was starting to shake as I began to record. So I have 14-year-old twin boys. I dropped them off at our town's public high school for the first time on Wednesday. So new building, new rules, new freedoms. They're actually enjoying it, right? Okay, so my nerves as a parent went from sky high to lower because things seem to be going well. And thank God for that, right? Because sending your kid off to school is, you might as well be sending them to war. Sorry, dog hair, it's making me crazy. Anyway, speaking of war, can we talk about this? I'm going to do a screenshot of it at the end, but I'm going to also read it to you. This came home in my 14-year-old son's bag in the plethora of paperwork that we have to fill out every year. This is a thing. We've had to do it every year. For the first time ever, because I have twins, my husband actually grabbed a packet and started filling it out while I was making dinner or whatever. And he got to one page and he goes, "What is this?" And it's a new one. So let's read it. It says, "To parents and guardians, a new law has been passed that all school districts must release to military recruiters the name, address, and phone number of all junior and senior students." The new law states that schools will request parents and guardians to complete a form indicating whether they grant permission for this information to be released to the military. The notification advises that in the event that they fail to complete and return this form to school, all requests for this information by the military will be honored. In order for your request to be honored, please complete and fill out the form below and return it to the guidance office at Greenfield High School only if you would like your student to be opted out. Please return this form by September 13th, 2025. And then it's student's last name, first name, grade, student's signature, parent's signature. Please hold. Here you go. That way you can screenshot it and read it. This is what my 14-year-old twins came home with. So what the fuck is this? The wording in this, my husband and I had to read it 5 times. He was like, "It sounds like in order to opt out, I need to fill out the information. They need to sign it. We need to sign it. And we need to bring it in." And I'm like, "No, you're not signing anything that has anything to do with our minors, children's information and the fucking U.S. military under this regime." But it's worded like, if you want to opt out, fill it out, bring it in. And if you don't bring it in, we're going to do it anyway. So you have to fill this out. And think about how many parents are going to read that and be like, "Oh, I don't want my kid to, I'm not filling this out." I literally read it and was like, wait, why would we fill it out to opt out? But this law, which it doesn't even state the name of the law, it just is the new law, states that all schools have to give the military so that they can build a draft list for apparently the fucking war we're gonna go to. Or they just need more people to pick up cigarette butts down in DC. I don't know. It's one or the other. I feel like every public school student, high school age, received this letter in their backpacks. And I'm telling you right now, the private school kids didn't. I would put my life savings on it. You want to tell me that all the private school, boarding schools sent that letter home? No. This went to public school, high school age students. under this administration. This is new. There's a new law, but the law is not stated. The name of the law, it just says the military has the right to your child's information, and they will act on that if you don't fill this out and bring it in to opt out. You have to bring this in, sign it out, bring it in to not be opted in and out. What the fuck is this? Please tell me I'm not the only parent that is like highly concerned. I can't. I fucking hate it here.
Okay. Shalom. Shalom. Kwam Yasha Allah. Koholoyim la Yahweh. B'Hashim Yahweh Shai. B'Hashim. Rechachach Wadash. Double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well. And that by the Spirit taught us this beautiful truth. And just want to say the water to all the H.I.M and Nahwa that's out here sincerely keeping the laws, statutes, and commandments of Yahweh B'Hashim Yahweh Shai to the best of their ability. This is Yachanan Nawab, just coming at you with another quick lesson, praying that it's edifying by the Spirit. And hey, this shit is leading up to that third world's woe. Elders, the apostles, elders on down, been bringing this out for quite some time. And Esau, he's sneaky, man. He's craftier than a motherfucker. You see how she was explaining how they wanted you to either opt in or opt out. And guess what? Let me get this real quick. Revelation 11 and 14. It says the second woe was past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly. World War I has passed. World War II has passed. World War III is on the heels right now, which actually it's done already started. They're just not saying it. You know, it's not really, you know, like that super duper boots on the ground and, you know, the real aircraft really fucking shit up. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, this thing is about to jump off, man. You know, but before it's full fledged, we know that microchip has to come, that mark of the beauty and the beast. And while Trump and them got everybody all stupefied with this Charlie Kirk shit, you best believe they're in the backdrop working that right on out. I just done a lesson earlier, going off into Kash Patel, the FBI director, you know, talking about, you know, with Senator Graham about this social media and how social media is pretty much creating all these nut jobs. So what they're going to do is they're going to clip all that shit, man. They're going to take away all that stuff. Your freedom of speech, all that shit is out of here. But now what she was saying, now, you know, these Edomites, you know, they're pretty much concerned parents. You know, if you notice, she said her husband, she has a damn husband in the home, right? But just think about the so-called black kids that went to that school, and their parents don't look at a goddamn thing anyway. They probably didn't give a fuck, just throwing you know, some single black mama throwing her signature on every goddamn thing. She probably never even read that shit or looked at it. So majority of, you know, of the people pretty much overall that would affect would be so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native American children, so to speak, right? Because you know, these Edomites, they're pretty concerned about their children. They you know, even though they, you know, motherfucker could turn out to be a damn school shooter, they do go off into, you know, being more conscious about their children. I'll put it that way. So what I mean, hey man, this man is crafty as hell. This is the way. I'm not sure how many states this is in. I think they live in Massachusetts. I think this is where this was going on at. Just a quick one, man. I just seen a little, you know, seen it, and I'm like, damn, you know, hey, what we do know, we've been saying it all along. We've been talking about the draft. We've been talking about how, remember last year, 2 years ago, real strong when they was talking about drafting you draft. Matter of fact, they was talking about drafting you girls. You so-called you women. Remember that was on the table. Remember they was talking about how, you know, equal rights, equal lefts. You women, you running around, you got all the equality of a man, but you don't want to go and fight for your country. You got women in the military, but see, women are in the military because it's just an easy ride. They able to go off in there, travel, you know, get they guts blew out anytime that they want, you know. able to live for free, basically, other than, doing a little exercises and boot camp, whatever. But, once you make it through all that shit, you pretty easy breezing it, man, through that military, man. You just travel. You go to other countries. You might be stationed here, stationed there, but you've never been, situated on no front line with no goddamn guns being fired at you. And I can remember when I think when the Ukraine thing first jumped off, when it first started, those it was a video of this one little so-called black chick. She was in her military fatigues and shit, sitting in the car, crying and shit, talking about people, basically saying online that she should be, they was basically like, yeah, bitch, go ahead, you signed up for it. And she was all like, well, they don't know how serious this is. What you should have, you didn't know it was gonna be serious when you. But that's that playtime. That's because America has had time to kick back. Yeah, they done had time to play. The playtime is over with. Things just winding down, man. We definitely in the end of this thing. It's about to go down. And again, one of the major things that's got to happen is that MOTB. And this, like I said, this World War III, man, they already in play pretty much overall. There's a lot going on with that. Matter of fact, I think I just seen an article pop up. Let me see something. Oh, no, it was something else. This guy right here. Pentagon says troops can only be exempt from shaving their facial hair for a year. So you, Jake, man, you're supposed to have a beard. They'll put your ass on the front line, and the Lord will knock your ass off just from breaking that particular law. Oh, that's the Old Testament. The Lord won't kill me because I don't have no beard. Yeah. Esau have you out there on the front line getting your goddamn head blown off. You know what I'm saying? For not keeping that law. You know what I'm saying? We don't know. You know what I'm saying? We know we're praying for the mercy of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. But that's a law that we can't keep. So why would you join this man's military where you had to keep your, and the reason why they was doing that, because they was talking about Jake is the one that with these fucking razor bumps. That's the reason why they're saying, I remember that article on it, where, Jake with that shaving every damn day. You're not supposed to shave, man. Our hair and skin is not built for that shit. The Lord told us to keep a beard for a reason. Here you go, you putting a goddamn razor blade to your face every fucking day with that Martin Luther King mustache. But anyway, that's another story. But this shows you how these Edomites get down too. You think that these Edomites don't know that Jake's supposed to keep a beard? You don't think that these Edomites? He may not know though. This weirdo. There's some Edomites, man. They can shave every damn hour if they want to and never get a bump. But Jake be fucked up, man, when it comes to them razors, man. And if you notice those commercials too, when they got those big commercials, those razor commercials, they always had some damn Jake in the fucking mirror, man, with some shaving cream on his damn face, man, trying to promote you. But Jake wearing beards now, man. Jake wearing beards now. It is what it is, bro. Because the Lord is bringing that manly badge back to Jake. But that's when, I just seen that. I seen something pop up across the screen, and I thought that's what it was, something going into the military. But see stuff like this right here. Ukraine says Russia's new jet-powered attack drone is full of foreign parts and immune to electronic warfare. So Russia then came up with some new shit that's undetectable, man, as far as these cheaper drones. But anyway, this right here, and then of course, Israel, least of the flock. Least of the flock gonna draw them out. There's a lot going on out here, man. But anyway, I just wanted to just touch on that in particular, because I'm looking like, yup, if they sending stuff like that to these schools like that, and I remember when I went to school, you know what I'm saying, man. They used to have a recruiting desk as soon as you walk through the goddamn lobby door. You pass a recruiting desk before you can even get to the principal's office, the main office in the school. They were directly in front of the door as soon as you walked in, asking you, did you want to serve your country, But that was, and when I went to school, in Alabama, hey, a lot of the dudes, man, that's what they wanted to do. Shit, that was kind of like their way out. They, a lot of them then wasn't really thinking about going to college and stuff like that. Or if they was, they figured they can go through the military, get the little GI bills and little shit like that, and they could actually afford to go to college. But other than that, man, they really wanted to go. But that wasn't a thing for me, man. I never thought about no shit like that. Matter of fact, my grandmother, that was one thing she told us. As boys, she was like, she was serious as motherfucker about it too. Pretty much like that. You disowning your ass. She said, don't come to the crib with no Edomite. No Edomite chick. Don't you bring no white chick to my house. Oh, she was real adamant about ready-made. She called them ready-made families. So I'm dealing with a woman that actually had children by another man already. She wasn't with that shit. But two things she was really adamant about was not bringing a white woman to the crib and not joining the white man's military. She was serious as a motherfucker about that, man. Because, she grew up in Alabama. She was like one of those field hands. She kind of saw firsthand, she was of that generation that pretty much, seeing firsthand of how Esau really is in Alabama. They still like that to this damn day in 2025. So, she been dead for a long time. Back in the spirit world, you know what I'm saying? But I can imagine her being a kid and growing, because that's all she knew was field work. You know what I'm saying? Because I used to go to the fields with her. Me and my brother, we was working at the age of 7, 8 years old, easy. We was out in the fields, man. So I remember that, and I can imagine her going back into her time period of seeing firsthand how Esau was, and that I could see that kind of that righteous hatred that she had for him. But that was something that she told us: don't bring no white bitches to her crib, and don't ever join this man's military. If so, don't even come to that. Don't. I'm disowning your ass. Yeah, Grams is serious about that shit. I never understood it back then, like that. But I mean, I ain't had no motherfucking no idea of going anyway. That was never nothing on my mind. Like, no, even when before she even said anything like that to me. Like, no, going to no motherfucking military. You fucking crazy, nigga, for what? For real. But anyway, hey, this shit is getting real. This is real right here. Where she go? Hey, this lady. Hey, and then you go into these comment boards. Some dude up here at the top here, he talking about everyone turning 18 should have to serve at least 2 years. Hell, they do this in other countries. China has classes in schools to where children run tactical drills, drone drills, military drills every day. Well, all right, well, yeah. No, you white people, you so-called, your kids should be doing this shit. You're the ones that stole this country. Somebody says Israel and Belgium have mandatory service. I think, Korea says 2-year service. Anyway, it don't matter to me. Shit, but they still gonna they gonna they gonna force you Jake, man. They gonna get you Jake anyway, or they gonna put you through pure hell if you don't want to join this military. Because they talking about fines and jail time for if you don't comply with their draft notice or whatever, man. Yep. So and we can see it coming, because Trump, he trying to front, the recruitment numbers have gone up. So the recruitment numbers haven't gone up like that, man. That nigga lying. Don't nobody want to join that fucking military, man. Ain't nobody the hell out of here. All these megas. These megas is not lining up, you know what I'm saying, in droves. Because guess what? If they was, he would definitely have some footage of it. He definitely take full accountability for that shit. Like, look at me, since I'm here, he's saying that. But we're not seeing no proof of that, man. And then the ones that are doing it, let them do it, shit. Because again, you know what I'm saying, these so-called white people, they're the ones that should be joining the military. They're the ones that stole the damn country. There's no way that a Jake should be in this man's military. But I mean, we get it though, because hey, that's just a lot, man. Jake have always been in the enemy's military, man, and helping them fight. You know what I'm saying? So hey, it is what it is, man. If take your, if they go on the Lord, it's the Lord's will anyway. Nothing they can do about it. So the Lord is gonna set the asses right up to fight against him and going to demolish the asses. So with that, hey, I pray that this lesson was edifying. I just found this to be interesting. This is real shit right here. This is a beautiful thing. And see, this so-called white woman, she's scared shitless, because she understands. You see how she was talking. She's not with this shit. She's not with her sons. There was a time when, patriotically, you know what I'm saying, you'd be an embarrassment to the family if you didn't join the military, fight for your country. No, these people not patriots like that no more, man. That's just a rap. Because I bet you Donald Trump, his son, you think they're gonna draft Barron Trump? Are you crazy? Barron Trump ain't even thinking about no goddamn military. You know, if he was so pro-America and pro-MAGA, you'd think that his youngest and none of them motherfuckers served in the military. There isn't a Trump in history that served in the military. But here you go, he's the commander-in-chief. Get the hell out of here, man. Anyway, with that, I pray that this lesson was edifying, Kwam Yasha Allah, and a Bible ball.